You're listening to Desynced Nerds, a Nintendo Switch podcast. This is episode 34, airing on Monday, the 28th of May. We're your hosts. I'm Colin. He's Devon, bringing you all the latest news and hot topics from around the internet. This week, we have Pokemon rumors, Dockless Switch options in Japan, Switch hackers news, and much more. But first, Devon, Weekend Gaming.
I put some time into Shantae. I did actually play something this week, and that game is really hard, and I'm definitely going to rage quit it. I'm actually confused because I don't know if you remember this, but in the lead-in to buying Axiom Verge, I kept reading, this is a super hard Metroidvania. It's super hard. That's the one thing that everybody says, is that it's difficult. Not that bad. Axiom Verge is not that hard. Shantae, on the other hand, I'm going to rage quit Shantae. I think I said that last time I talked about it, but it's just, it's actually infuriating, and I'm going to rage quit it. I was playing it, I think, yesterday, and I seriously, at 3 separate occasions, I'm just like, okay, I need to walk away because I'm getting angry at a video game. I don't even do that anymore. That's not really a thing that...
Except for PUBG, when there's hackers.
Yeah, PUBG hackers make me mad. But other than that, I don't really get mad at video games, so... Like... I really like it, though.
You ready for Dark Souls to come out then? Later this month? Next month? Next month.
See, but Dark Souls, like, thematically makes sense to be brutal. Shantae's, like, super cute cel-shaded drawings. It doesn't compute. It shouldn't be just beating me into the ground mercilessly. But yeah, I did that. I wanted to get into Splatoon, but I was scared away by some news that we'll talk about later in the show. What about you? What did you do?
I embraced the hackers in PUBG. I played a little Mario Rabbids. I wanted to play a lot more. I'm trying to get through Chapter 4, and I'm like about halfway through Chapter 4 before the DLC comes out. Just, there's no real reason. I just, want to be done. I wanted to play some more Battle Chasers, but instead I chose PUBG, and that's, yeah. It's my turn to drop the 4-letter word this week instead of you. You didn't say it. I'll say it for us.
All right, fair enough. And with
that's it. That's all I got. Nice. All right, first thing up on the docket, Nintendo is releasing a series of tutorial videos for Splatoon. That's good because I suck and I need help.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just download these friendly programs that, again, we'll talk about later. So yeah, this is a thing. It's done by the lead producer. They're kind of funny. I didn't go super into them, but there's a link in the show notes that you should definitely check out if that is your bag.
Ready to move on?
Yeah.
I see a cat in your mirror. Resident Evil 7 Cloud Edition is available. Tell me all about this and how amazing it is.
It's so amazing. I actually haven't seen a take from a Japanese user, and that makes me really sad. I've seen, I think, 3 different American users all try to use it, and everybody just fails. But for some reason, not a single Japanese hot take on that game. Have you seen any foreign?
I watched Spawnwave play
Yeah.
it, and he to me.
Yeah, so all of the Americans, it just doesn't work for them, but I don't know. So
I did see that he was able to get an English language pack working on it.
Yeah, but can't get more than like 5 minutes of like
actual gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah. So for everybody that I've seen, they just get disconnected super quickly, which is weird. I don't actually know how Capcom is doing that, but so as far as the specs go, it takes 42 megabytes of storage space. So definitely pick up those SD cards for this one. And it currently has cloud saves, but there's some weird verbiage in how they talk about the cloud saves, and that they kind of imply that it'll expire. Your save may expire is the exact phrasing it uses when your access expires. So who knows what that actually will mean. And yeah, it basically doesn't work outside of Japan. And again, I haven't seen a Japanese person talk about it. I'm really, really sad about that, because I want to know if it actually works in the location that it's meant for. So I don't know. Yeah, I want to see this. I don't think it'll ever work here, but I want to see it really bad. So.
All right, let's move on. Nintendo Life put together a great guide for Nintendo's E3 presentations.
Yeah, so it's got a list of like, these are the headlines that we're thinking about. This is the stuff that may possibly be shown. This is the schedule. This is, what else is in there? I don't know. There's some other stuff. It's pretty cool. It's in the show notes. I mean, E3 is right around the door. I think we have one more show before E3 actually happens, but it's coming up pretty fast. So I am actually incredibly hyped for it. And I want Nintendo to, please deliver.
I'm tired of rumors already, so I'm ready for it to start.
Yeah.
It's like right before Direct. Just please, Nintendo, put the rumors out of their misery.
I mean, I love all these random companies getting in on the direct hype train. That was so funny.
Anyway, let's move along. Nintendo's releasing a dockless Switch for money.
$4. Oh, I meant to change that for the prices. It is $245 roughly USD. It's 26,978, 26,978 yen. That is, of course, in comparison to 32,378 yen or $300. The dock does not come with, or the dockless Switch doesn't come with a dock. It doesn't come with an HDMI cord. It doesn't come with a charger, which blew my mind. I argued with someone. I think that was you.
Yeah,
No?
the 3DS already doesn't come with a charger. This is something Nintendo does, or has been known to do. The thing that kills me is it's still $300, but the dock is $90. The charger is $30. The HDMI cable, call that $10. The Joy-Con grip, who cares? Let's say that's free. That's like $30, but we only get, I don't even know what off, like $50 off basically.
50 off the price, which is yeah, that's fair. That's pretty wild. I mean the charger is the one that's most egregious to me. The dock and the HDMI cord and the Joy-Con grip, to me that all makes sense. Like if it's a portable console to you, it's fine not packing any of that in. But the charger, you're always going to need a charger, no matter what you do. It just so.
And especially right now with all the scares of like the things that are breaking the Switch, that's the one thing you don't want to like cheap out on. So you have to buy their $30 one, and you're already basically it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because at that point you've saved, if it's $30, you've saved $25. Like, congratulations.
Yeah, the dock is still 90. The Joy-Con grip is still whatever. The HDMI cord is still 10.
This makes sense if like your fiance wanted one or my girlfriend wanted one.
I was just gonna say I have two docks. I have an extra charge cable plus this dock. Like that would be perfect for me for Jasmine. Yeah, absolutely. But that's such a I gotta feel like that's such a fringe case.
Yeah. I mean, they want one for everybody, and maybe this what is it, $55 off is. If
it's $50, if the difference is $50, I'm just gonna get another dock.
Yeah. I mean, I want another dock in the house too, so I'm actually in the same boat. But all of that's irrelevant because there's currently no plans to release that in the U.S. So, which is such a weird thing to me. Like, I don't understand why that seems like such an easy, just make a second box.
I think the reason for that is that the Switch is doing like better per capita or whatever in Japan. Especially the portable stuff does way better in Japan. The Wii U did way better in Japan, stuff like that. So they think that it's easier to tap that market than it would be to tap this one, or like maybe the draw isn't as big here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a wild guess, but
I don't know either, and it's weird. I don't know. I like more options, and even if it's kind of a silly option that is a little more expensive than it should be, I do like having more options. Fight me, okay?
I mean, you get this creeps into like Oho versus a portable one off Amazon options. The Oho's what? Why would you do that? Why would you spend $400 when you can spend $100 and get basically the same thing?
Because one of them has a Spanish name that means eyes, and it's for a projector. And that just makes sense. So
you got me there. That's worth $400.
I'd
rather have that than a PlayStation 4.
This is me mic dropping.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's move on because this is getting out of hand already. Steam World Dig 2 is coming to US retail on June 19th.
No news on pricing. I don't care because I already bought this digital, but do you care?
Nah.
No? 2D platformers.
Yeah.
I was gonna try, and then I thought, 2D platformers is not worth the effort. And you have.
I can't handle the platforming in the games that I already enjoy, like PUBG and Destiny.
Yeah, because that's as directly comparable to platforming in a first-person, third-person shooter is.
Okay, so hear me out. When I jump from one roof to another and I fall between them, that makes me hate everything about platforming in every game. Period.
Okay, that's fair. It's all the
same thing. It's all the same thing. I don't want to have to fight with the ground.
I mean, the ground is the scariest boss.
No joke. Anyway, let's move on. Sword Art Online producer wants to bring games to the Switch.
So, spoiler alert, there are like 3 or 4 Sword Art Online games that actually looked really good. I think it was an IGN review, and the IGN review was very lukewarm, but the game itself, like from gameplay, looks pretty fun, so.
This is another one that's really, really big in Japan, not so much here. When they released one, I can't remember what it was, Fatal Bullet, I think maybe, its sales on PS4 and Vita were almost the same, and they were like number 2 and number 3 which is insane. But now they've stopped for whatever reason releasing them on Vita. So the natural next step, especially because it's doing so well, is actually the Switch. So this makes a lot of sense. This was kind of like writing on the wall for sure.
Yeah.
If you paid attention, which I did not. I found all this out earlier today.
From reading the Discorder.
No, from reading an article online somewhere. I can't even source it right, but
no, this is one of the things we were talking about in the Discord earlier today. But yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't read my own Discord. Come on.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's the thing. These games look fun. I kind of want them. I don't know. I have too much crap to play.
Let's move on. Some copies of Mega Man Legacy are missing codes, a la Bayonetta early on.
No, not like Bayonetta. Bayonetta had incorrect codes, which is very different.
Oh, right. Okay, fair. Yeah. That is very different, yeah.
This is literally just a leaflet, and where the code is, it's just a white box, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I love that Nintendo has such a struggle with like codes, like download codes. Especially, okay, actually, this one I'm gonna get some Capcom ranting in because I'm good at that. The first game or the second game, the pack-in game, the one that you download, is like 400 megs. It's actually basically nothing, and
they chose not to put that on the card. Yeah,
they gave you a download because there's some speculation here that it's two things. Because the other game is, I think that the combined cost would put them over 8 megs or 8 gigs for the card or for the total space. And so going from an 8 gig card to a 16 gig card is actually really expensive, or relatively expensive considering the price of the 8 gig. And so that's one piece of speculation. And then the other one is, of course, the used game argument, which, go figure. Capcom is traditionally very, very angry at used games sales, so this doesn't surprise me that that's, an idea that's being floated, but I don't know. I
mean, from a pure business perspective, the not wanting to jump from an 8 to 16 for 8.1 makes a lot of sense. But from like a pleasing your fans perspective, come on. Really?
Yeah. I mean, and the problem is that we've signaled that it's okay. Like, with Bayonetta, with the Capcom games, the Mega Man Legacy games, with Resident Evil, I think was the other one. God, Capcom keeps doing this.
I mean, at some point I gotta figure, and this is why I don't give them a pass. Like the Bayonetta games, I don't know how well they thought or we thought that was gonna do. Like those games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it did okay on Wii U, but nothing did good on Wii U. So reporting those to the Switch kind of feels like a gamble. Everything about the Switch has always felt kind of like a gamble, except for like Mega Man X collections. That doesn't feel like a gamble to me. That feels like they absolutely should have opted up for that because they knew people were going to want that. The Bayonetta 1 and 2 thing, I don't know that I would have thought many people were going to buy that.
Yeah, didn't expect it to be the runaway hit it is.
Yeah, absolutely not. But any like Mega Man thing, forget it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sad because it's so frustrating.
Because they chose money over you, basically.
Yeah, and I'm honestly considering whether or not I want Legacy X because of this crap. And anyway,
but on the other hand, it isn't that much space. To be fair, like for you.
I mean, that's not the point. I'm
that is.
Near.
I know. No, I agree. I'm just look at both sides of that. I guess.
Fight me, you're wrong.
No,
Capcom
I agree.
Sucks.
I agree. No, I'm in your. No, you mistake me. I'm on your side. Don't yell at me. Don't make faces at me.
Anyway, on other things that make us both unhappy. That's your cue. Read us in.
I just disconnected for a second.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what just happened. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Pokemon rumors. Tell me about some Pokemon rumors.
We have so much, and I'm gonna actually reorganize these because I don't like that one first. So first off, Eevee's name and image have been trademarked in China, which kind of goes along with everything else we've been hearing. It's a lot of Project Eevee and Project Pikachu, I think is the other one that we're talking about.
Yeah. Let's go Pikachu and Let's go Eevee.
There we go. Thank you. And then recently, I think it was 3 days ago, Nintendo UK opened up the sign-up page for the news updates. I don't know. It was recent.
Oh yeah, that was like Thursday, Friday, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so you can go to their store page and you can type in your email and it'll sign you up for a newsletter basically. And then famed leaker Emily Rogers, who I've been told has a sub 50% correction rate, is continuing to say, she reiterated this I think in the last 2 or 3 days, that there will be a news announcement for Pokemon Let's Go about whatever this project is that they keep talking about. And she's got a whole bunch of stuff that she said. And again, historically, she's give or take 50% right, which, I mean, is better than pulling stuff out of a hat, but not by a whole lot. Not with any, like, not for anything that I would actually really bet on. And then finally, the biggest disappointment of all, there was a Project EV tweet that said, "We're going to bed early to prepare for tomorrow." And this was, I want to say on the 26th. It was like late 26th. There's some time zone funkiness here that I'm not actually sure. Like, Twitter is showing me this time, the time of this tweet is timestamped at this time, and I don't know if that's Japan time or if that's local time. So I don't really know whether or not this has already happened, like this time period has happened. But I do know that this news has not, nothing actually came of this. We did see a bunch of private YouTube videos added to a bunch of Nintendo playlists that is just, they just say private video with a blank icon, so you can't actually see them. But every like Nintendo UK, Nintendo Ireland, all of those got that video added to their YouTube account. Some of them even had multiples, and so yeah. But yeah, that was late breaking news. That came out like an hour before the show. People started reporting on that. So, but yeah, we still don't actually know anything. We're supposed to be getting the news dump before the end of the month, and it's the 28th. So who knows?
I mean, to be fair, there's still a couple days left in this month. We'll definitely talk about it next show, likely, if if it does come out this month.
I mean, even
it sounds
if it doesn't,
it sounds to me like they set it up and then somebody might have dropped the ball, or maybe like they don't. I'm guessing they don't celebrate Memorial Day in Japan, so that's a U.S. holiday.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine why it wouldn't have happened already.
I mean, it's possible also that it's just not actually like happened, and we're just waiting. And if we had delayed the show for 2 hours, we would have seen it, kind of thing.
We almost had one of those one time, yeah. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
we shall see.
Rumors on rumors.
But anyway, ready to move on?
Yeah. Sorry, go.
Blizzard gives non-answer regarding Switch Overwatch. Lame.
But they didn't say no. And that's the important
So you're
part.
telling me there's a chance.
Exactly. That may actually be the last line of the show notes here. In an interview with GameStop, senior game producer Matthew Howley stated, and direct quote, "I think it is one of those things that we constantly evaluate. Where technology is going, where industry is going. There are challenges in running on the platforms that we're not already on. Otherwise, we would already be on some of those other platforms. We'll see where things we will see where things go. Certainly, there's a huge number of people out there who have Nintendo Switch and mobile phones, but right now the core development team is focused on supporting the live game." Which, again, so you're telling us there's a chance. I would love to hear in more detail what he sees as the challenges in running on platforms are. Is it technical? Is it network?
It's got to be file sizes. It's like everything. That's the number one thing everybody sources is file sizes, like reducing the game to fit on X cartridge or whatever.
Yeah. It seems like 16 is kind of the max that people want to use at any given point. So
yeah, that's financially feasible.
Yeah.
And like last I checked, Overwatch is something like north of 20.
Yeah, I was just gonna see if I could try to stealthily do that, but that's just not gonna happen right now. So
I tried to, and it was like, forget it.
Yeah, fighting.
I remember it being pretty big for just a little shooter, like a team shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe it's file size. I think honestly they probably don't give a response, because if they give a response that isn't, I don't actually know. Unless they say network challenges, I will personally complain, and I can't imagine. I'm not the most angry person on the internet, so there will be a horde of people complaining, I'm sure. Because if they come back and say file size, I will be angry. Like, my response to that
don't give any actual reason for sure.
Yeah. So who knows?
It's best to tell us, the consumers, as little as possible when it comes to something like this, for sure. Yeah.
Yep. Because I am the problem.
I blame Reddit. Anyway, let's move on. Handheld reviews site Reviews2Go released a huge data dump of battery life comparisons. That's interesting.
It was actually super cool. So they would show, like, if you left, Breath of the Wild on at max brightness with airplane mode off, so your Wi-Fi's on, it will last for 178 minutes. And then if you then turn off brightness, or turn the brightness down and turn on airplane mode, you get an extra 55 minutes or whatever it is. And they went through, there was like at least 100 games on this list, so and just bar charts from most battery life to least, and then most battery life gain to least battery life gain. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I would definitely go check that out. It's in the show notes. I just wanted to highlight a really cool piece of like journalism that I saw. But it doesn't actually.
Neato Bandito.
Yep.
Well, let's keep the journalism train moving. Splatoon 2 facing hackers. Tell me about these hackers. How is this happening?
We don't actually know. Oh, I guess we do know that there's basically no anti-hack measures into the game, which
But
is
there was in the Wii U for Splatoon 1.
yeah. So who knows about all that? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like I don't understand what Nintendo's doing. I don't understand why they would just not put that in. In any case, what we're seeing right now is buffed weapons and Octolings have been seen like live being played right now, which is particularly confusing considering that's not happened yet. So the game's not even, or the expansion's not even released yet. So yeah, and this is what I alluded to at the top of the show. I already fight with myself to get myself to play this game, and just knowing that there are hackers present kind of makes it that much harder for me to get the inertia moving to play it. Nothing is less fun than getting automatically picked off by a hacker from across the map. So.
Let's keep playing PUBG then. Let's move on. Back to a thing rather. Nintendo released Captain Toad Treasure Tracker trailer. Tell me all about this.
That was some sick alliteration that I wrote there that I totally intended to be there. Definitely not at all taken aback by that. Anyway, so yeah, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker trailer. That's fun to say.
Say it 10 times fast now. But don't actually just keep going.
This was announced in a direct earlier this year. I think that was the spring direct that we got. It is a portable Wii game. It came from a mini game in Super Mario 3D World, sorry. And it releases on July 13th. So the trailer just came out, yes. I'm a little confused about them releasing a gameplay trailer for it because it's literally just a port. I don't even think there's any, it's not even like an enhanced port. It's just a straight port of the game. But, I mean, it's there. It shows the game. Have you looked at this at all?
I've seen just mostly the direct coverage of it.
Mm-hmm. Are you at all into it? I'm actually no.
Zero. No. Not my cup of tea.
Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like a super like relaxed and chill kind of experience. Like it's just you're Captain Toad and you're toddling around. Yeah. What's the word I'm looking for?
And just explore stuff.
Yeah, waddling around. There we go. And it yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because like the character's movement speed is limited, combat is fairly light. Like I don't know, it looks like a fun game, and I kind of want to try it. I don't want to pay the. This is a Redbox game, absolutely 100%. This is a Redbox game. Oh, that's I'm a genius. I'm gonna have to Redbox this.
Yeah, you and the other 6 cities that have it.
It's
Fine.
6 now.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, just write to Redbox and complain, or
I will say, no, go for it.
Just drive to Austin.
Yeah, no, it's San Antonio. It's not. It's further than Austin.
Okay, I don't know how Texas works. I know it's big.
It's basically bigger than the whole United States put together. I will say, knowing about Captain Toad before playing Mario Rabbids made Mario Rabbids more enjoyable because he's constantly getting lost in that game and you're constantly saving him and his girlfriend, wife, whatever that is, and it's hilarious. So knowing that he has his own game where he's an explorer has actually made that game funnier.
I mean, that's the whole game, you got to save him from himself because obviously he can't figure anything out.
Because he'll just walk right off a cliff if you let him. Anyway, let's move on. Nintendo EU is giving double gold points for pre-ordering Mario Tennis on the eShop.
Yeah, and I have mixed feelings about this.
Why?
I don't know, it just feels like
favoritism?
Not even favoritism. It's not the EU thing that bothers me. I just don't like the idea that they're like hardcore pushing people to the eShop given where like memory cards are in terms of like installation size. And also I'm not pre-ordering this on the eShop. I want this physical, so there's also a little bit of sour grapes about it. So
I mean, I guess if you're on the fence, maybe that'll push you towards getting the download. I don't know. I don't know why you'd want to download anything. I mean, I get it because then you can switch between games freely, but I would rather have a library.
Yeah.
Call me old fashioned. I'm like that dude, that hipster who wants all the vinyls. I just want my Switch cartridges.
Yeah.
Stop taking my Switch cartridges.
I mean, we do know that the cartridge access speed is faster than SD card access speed, so.
No, NAND is the cartridges are literally the slowest.
Oh,
So the onboard memory is the fastest. Then there's the UHS-1 memory cards that it supports, and then it's the cartridges.
okay. Well, I'm incorrect. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
I feel really
Yeah.
dumb now, Colin. Thanks.
Well, I mean, if you just did like 1 iota of research before you said anything.
I only literally spend hours writing show notes, but it's cool. Yeah, sure, fine. It's not good
Yeah, and I
enough.
just come in here and ruin everything because I saw this one video where they tracked all three next to each other. Actually, I saw that on Nintendo Life. So if you want to see that, just dig through their files or their videos. It wasn't that long ago, but it was really cool. And we're talking like seconds, multiple seconds, but seconds
Yeah, I mean,
between the three. So
it adds up over a long enough time period.
yeah, that's fair.
And there's something to be said for. We've gotten so far off track. I'm gonna finish my thought, and then we can move on. There's something to be said for like seamless transitions. It just makes a game feel so much better.
Let me tell you about this new computer I just bought. Anyway, let's move on. Mega Man X Legacy Collection will feature an original story mode.
Yeah, which shocked me because Capcom is Capcom, and they are almost as good at almost as good as Nintendo is at just regurgitating nostalgia stuff. And so for them to like actually have put real effort into this kind of surprises me. So it has a combination of pre-games weapons. So they didn't go too crazy. They didn't make any new weapons for it, but they did. It is a new story. It has variable difficulty levels where you can change so like when you move through a new level, if you've got it on easier level, you will get all your health back. If you're on the harder difficulty level, then you will stay at whatever health level you were at. You can, else was it? I think you can switch your weapons in battle if you're on the easier difficulty mode. So stuff like that. It will also have online leaderboards, which I don't know what that means, but it was a thing on the official PR email that I saw. So that's a thing. And yeah, I mean, this is cool. I want to play this game, and I just need them to not make me very sad as I want to play this game. So I'm good. That's all
That's
I got.
just what they do.
Yeah,
That's
it is
all
what they do.
All right,
Every
let's move on
episode.
to something that makes me sad. Story content DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has been released.
Why does that make you sad?
Let's not get into it.
Okay.
Not this news doesn't make me sad. That game makes me sad.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It's disgusting.
there's a lot.
Anyway,
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So 5 new missions that are placed throughout the game. Chapters 3, Chapters 5, Chapter 7, and then 2 after Chapter 10 with various blades and missions required. One of them required one of the missions out of a previous DLC be completed before you could actually participate. And I'm curious for you if the Chapter 3, 5, and 7 missions are completely irrelevant to you.
I'll do them for completion's sake.
Yeah, but like in terms of like actual in-game rewards, it's probably going to be irrelevant, yeah?
Oh, probably, yeah. I mean, but that's not
Not the point.
the point, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, any reward is irrelevant to me because I've beat it like I don't care anymore. Unless it's a new blade, which, to be fair, is a thing, so...
I thought you were going to go back for that sick New Game Plus and to fight the Tyrannosaurus.
I mean, I want to, but then I bought this little game, Battle Chasers, and then I got more games coming out. Like, I have like 3 games coming this month, so I don't have time for it.
That's fair. Yeah, and it's going to get worse too before it gets better. June is really bad, July's really bad. I think August is not great either, so... Yay!
Yeah.
But yeah, Story Mission DLC. That actually released, 2 days ago, so that's a thing that's out right now, so... Beat Mario Rabbids. Speaking of...
Working on it. Speaking of, Mario Rabbids DK DLC details. That's another alliteration. You just hate me tonight, don't you?
They're fun to say.
This
Yes.
video was great. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so there was a video with one of the developers. I don't actually know who he was. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's some guy that worked on the game. And it detailed the new characters. So there's 2 new characters that we know of. There's DK. DK can pick up and throw things, including cover, including other units, friends or foes. He can also pick up the little like rabbit ears that indicate that there's a new enemy spawning at that point. He also has a like vine swing special like travel move that he can use to move across the map. They said at one point they specifically call out the fact that he can traverse one of the full maps just with his vine swing because in one turn because of how much mobility it gives him. So that's pretty crazy. Then the other new character is Rabid Cranky, and he wears a sweater vest, and I just want everybody to appreciate the fact that he's wearing a sweater vest, and that's amazing to me. I was so happy. They didn't really detail him. He's got like it's like a cane that turns into a crossbow that has like.
Have you ever seen oh man, what's the It's like the British version of like British spy movie. There's an umbrella in it that's a shotgun. So they're just like walking around with this umbrella that's a shotgun. It's like that, but it's a crossbow and it's a cane instead of an umbrella. It's a total throwback to it. It's a famous movies, and I'm spacing hardcore on them right now.
I mean, I don't watch movies, so.
Uh,
In any case, they have a team-up move between the two of them. If you use a DK to throw Cranky... Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is that DK picks stuff up, and then he gets his move. So he can pick something up, move forward, and then throw it. So you can use that to get very heavy mobility going. And then, yeah, the team-up move is... If DK picks up and throws Rabid Cranky, he jumps into the air, and then as he's landing, he gets a little AoE shot onto the ground. So, and then he still gets his turn. So that's pretty wild.
Kingsman. The movie is Kingsman. But anyway, yeah, keep going. You've never heard of Kingsman?
I've never heard of Kingsman. So this is available via the Season Pass, the a la carte version, or via the Gold Edition that we talked about last episode. And this is all going to be released in June, I think. Yeah, they said June. They still haven't specified an exact date, but June. And then finally, I think you'll be excited about this. The DLC, they envision the DLC as super like cloistered off and not at all related to the main game. So it unlocks after you finish World 1, and then it's just completely separate. You go into another space, and then you can come back from that space into your main space. And I don't... So this is another question of progression for you, since you've got more time into it. Is there a way to make that still be rewarding, regardless of what stage you're at?
I mean, I don't think... I think they made it pretty clear that it doesn't actually matter to the story of the first game, of the main game, the base game. It's kind of like a 1.5... No. Like World 1.5?
I mean, as far as like character progression and getting new items and whatnot.
I mean, I don't care.
That's not the point. Is the progression you get from a second off world like that, is that going to be relevant?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to see. It might be. I don't think you keep DK or Cranky Rabid outside of the DK DLC. You will absolutely keep Rabid Peach. And I don't know if she gets anything that she can bring over with her. I don't know if that'll matter. I'm really curious to see if like I get to bring any of the stuff that I currently have on her into the DLC, because she's like loaded up right now.
I see. So you're saying like maybe it's completely cloistered off and not at all.
Well, they make it sound like it's completely separate. Like you're basically starting a new game, like a completely new chapter, new game.
Yeah, they did say
I don't know yet.
They did say that there will be, I think it was 65, it was either 45 or 65 new weapons added as part of this. And I don't know how much of that will be DK or how much of that will just be like DK, Cranky, and whoever else you play in the DLC.
Rabid Peach, that's it. Those are the only three.
Oh, you can only play those three characters?
Those are the only three characters, yeah.
Oh, lame, I didn't know that.
The idea is that she gets separated from the rest of the crew, from Mario and all them, and she ends up on this planet island with DK and Rabid Cranky.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm clearly keeping up on this DLC that I have so much interest in.
Anyway, let's move on. Happy Birthday's demo released.
Yeah. So I wrote in the show notes, I pretty much summed it up, I think. This game is weird. Go try it out and let us know what you think, because I still don't really know how to feel about this. I played the Japanese demo when it came out on that eShop forever ago, and it's a weird game. I don't think it explains well either. It's like trying to explain like Minecraft to somebody. You can't make Minecraft not sound boring. Yeah, punch trees and then you build buildings. Enjoy. Like, it just sounds really boring. But playing it is kind of interesting. So I definitely go check it out. Did you ever get into either of those? I know you expressed interest.
I was waiting for this demo to come out, and I didn't realize it was out already because I don't write the show notes.
Oh, yeah. I actually meant to tell you, and then I didn't think about it, and here we are. So, yeah.
I will definitely give this a try, though. It looked cool enough.
Yeah, it's a very weird game. They also put out a gameplay trailer which gives a simplistic overview of the game, which I have a link to in the show notes. So check that out. And again, the description doesn't really do it justice. The trailer alone, or even doesn't even really do it justice. You should really just give the demo 10 minutes, 20 minutes if you're on the fence. But yeah.
Are you ready for some cool Switch stats? Switch cool stats, Switch stats.
Anyway, so a survey of a bunch of indie devs studios showed a Switch the second most favored console behind the PC, 32.8 and 47.5 for the PC. There wasn't a lot of context for most favored what, whether that meant to develop for or to play on, but that's a cool thing. And we'll hit the other one. Wolverblade developers share a graph of their first week sales by console, and the Switch blows the competition away by an obscene amount. It was 6 times higher than the next highest, which was the Xbox One. And just again and again, we're seeing there are lots of people with Switches, and they are thirsty for games. They are going wild. And I think the more we see this news, the more good news it is. I'm not phrasing things properly. It's a good sign that we're seeing this kind of stuff still, even into the second year. Because
it's not a flash in the pan. It's a continued trend at this point.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
more we see this, the more it's a trend, the less it's a flash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because as the old president oh my god, I don't remember his name. The old president said he was afraid that it was going to be just like a fad thing and then die. And
he was hesitant to call it a success yet, even. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is a good signifier. This is why we see people like Capcom moving their stuff in. This is why we see these indie devs focus on the Switch and try to bring stuff in. It's a very good sign, and it bodes well for our immediate future.
Ours specifically.
Well, I mean, we do a show about this, and it'd kind of be lame if there was literally no news. So,
like Diablo 3. Remember when we did that? Switch hackers have started to see bans. Tell me about this.
So, various people have been banned from. So, when they're banned, they lose access to the eShop, online access to video games, so like Splatoon and whatnot. They can't interact with friends, which I mean, I can't interact with friends, and I'm not banned. So, zing. And they also can't post to social media. And then finally, they can view the newsfeed, and they can still get updates for their games and their consoles. I mean, they're not going to update their consoles because that's part of the whole hacked system. It specifically called out homebrewers, and it did not actually specify if Splatoon 2 hackers were getting banned as well. So who knows? But here's hoping, because yay for hackers and games. I don't actually mind console hackers. I don't like it when that sort of thing proliferates like it has, especially with like the PSP, but I don't mind it. Splatoon, like gameplay hackers are just, that's always a net negative on the world. It always ruins the world. So I want to see those kids get banned.
Yeah, same. I just want to see no banners ever, or no hackers ever, but
For reals.
Let's move on. Nintendo Switch programming app, Smile Basic, petite computer, coming to Japan.
I meant to make that more clear. So Smile Basic is what it's called in Japan. Petite computer is what it's called in NA. It uses the basic programming language, which if you know anything about programming is comical. Basic is literally older than I am by quite a few years, in fact. And without getting too into the weeds about this, I really don't know how they do like graphical programming is actually difficult, especially without a very clear like a tool to help you do that. And so I don't really know how they're going to make that aspect work, especially again on a Switch. I want to see this. I'm really into this idea, and I love to see this sort of thing, but I really, really don't know how it works. So, but you, Mister, tried to learn programming like 6 different times. Basic's really easy.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
It may, in fact, be called Basic for a reason.
Why you gotta make fun of me?
Fun fact, I learned to program on QBasic, which is a slightly enhanced superset of Basic, so that's fun.
You said words.
But yeah, we should all get this. I want this game. App. It's not really a game. But anyway, I assume you have nothing to say about Petite Basic or Petite Computer. Okay. This is where we would put emails if we had emails. If you want to email us, you can do so at desyncednerds@gmail.com, or you can tweet at us. Also, we would be reading reviews. So if you want to go tweet it, if you want to go write us a review on iTunes or Stitcher, I check those every week before the show. We will read all of that right here. And that brings us to the question of the time period. So our question of this time period is now, what are you most hyped about for E3? And I think I made it so that you can submit new things, because I'm sure I missed something. We currently have Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Super Smash Bros., and Metroid Prime 4. Those are the 4 that we have listed. And again, I hope that you are capable of adding stuff. If not, I need to go remake the poll, because that's important. Because I'm sure I missed something that somebody cares about.
You need to remake it. I don't see the option to add one.
Crap. Okay, I will do that then.
Luckily, you have time before the show posts, so.
Yeah. Anyway, what are you most? I'm actually curious about this for you, because there's a lot
I've already voted. I voted Pokemon.
Oh, did you vote Pokemon? Really? Over Fire Emblem? And Smash Bros?
Fire Emblem is burning me recently. It's burning me really bad. So
that's fair.
It used to be this like hipster game that only I enjoyed, and then they started putting double D's in it and marriage in it, and now it's no longer the game that I loved. Now it's something completely different.
It's a waifu simulator.
Yeah. I liked it better when it was a tactics RPG that nobody heard of.
Oh, you just lost all your hipster cred. Or rather, you gained hipster cred, and I think that's actually worse for you, so.
Yeah, way worse. Dirty hipsters. Anyway, what's yours? What's your vote?
Smash.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm actually kind of into all of these except for Fire Emblem. I don't really care about, but Smash is definitely at the top there. I've played a couple of the Metroid Primes, and those are actually really fun games, and I'm kind of interested in what they do for like an HD console, because the last Metroid Prime, I want to say, was the Wii. I'm not 100% about that. Don't fact check me, but so there's a lot of potential there. And I mean, yeah, of course Pokemon too, but I'm honestly at this point mentally resigned to the fact that I'm probably it's just gonna be a up-resed, super
we don't know anything yet. Just relax.
Nope, but I'm resigned to it. It's
oh my god.
Perception is reality.
Rumors are awful. There's also this all these rumors about it being integrated with Pogo. I'll be the one person on the entire planet who's like excited about that. Actually excited about that.
Wait.
So I want to hear about this.
I'm gonna question you on that one, because Pogo Fest sold out in like 5 minutes again this year. My door.
Yeah, there's a lot of scalpers, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Everything I've been reading online and hearing about online is that people do not want any kind of Pogo integration of any variety at all. Like, even if it's just like a pedometer thing, like the egg that you got with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Like, they want it to have nothing to do with Pogo. And I'm just like, if it does literally anything with Pogo, I'm down for whatever it is.
Yeah, well, you're wrong.
According to you and the internet, yeah. Me and like maybe 4 other people out there are like, yeah, Pogo.
In any case, huh? Go on.
I did a raid this morning. That's how into Pogo I still am.
That's right. I was trying to get a hold of you and you were just not responding.
Yeah, dude, Aerodactyl was like next door. I just walked over and beat him.
Anyway, if you want to get your voice heard and tell Colin how wrong he is, currently you can do so at bit.ly/dsnpoll34. If that doesn't work, then go to the Twitter, and I'll have posted a new link on the Twitter. If I can figure out how to remake that in an intelligent way, then I will do so. So, yeah, that's the poll. It will also be, you know what, I'll just plug that in a second. Unless you have something else to say about the poll, or the options, or E3, or life.
Nope. Just catch them all. That's all I gotta say. Oh, and Team Valor. Okay, now go.
Yahoo, indeed. If you want to email the show, you can do so. I've already mentioned this, but I'm doing it again. Desyncednerds@gmail.com. If you prefer Twitter, you can tweet at the show at Desynced or at either of us individually. I am at Kulana, Kulanah, and he is at Colin, DSN Colin, DSN Colin, as is listed on his sign that he leaves up there every week. If you want to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/desyncednerds. If you want to do so, but you cannot do so. If you want to support the show, but you can't do so monetarily, you can rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher. And again, we will read those 2 segments up, 3 segments up, whatever that is. You can catch us next Monday and every Monday at 6:30 EST, 6:30 PST. Sorry, that's important. 9:30 EST and 2:30 AM on Tuesday in the UK. All of those can be found at twitch.tv/desyncednerds, and all of our VODs will be up on YouTube. Our channel is Desynced Nerds. We are also on Discord. We're getting more and more activity on that every week, so come join us, bit.ly/DSN Discord. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Good night.